Hi, brothers and sisters. One of the things that can really help us to come through this circuit breaker, or in fact, any crisis, victoriously is learning to see angels around us. Angels protecting us from fear, from doubt, from worry, and this we can see through the eyes of faith. The verses are from 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 8 to 23. It said, in the time of war in Israel, and invading armies of the enemies surrounded Elisha and his servants and really threatening their livelihood. And in verse 15 says, Elisha's servants saw this vast army and cried out, "Oh no! What shall we do?" Verse 16, Elisha said, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid." Then he prayed, "Lord, open my servant's eyes that he may see." So God opened the servant's eyes, and he saw the hills full of angelic horses, and surrounding Elisha and the servant, chariots of fire. 3 points we can learn from the passage today. The first, God knows and sees. God knows your doubt. He knows your worry. He knows your fear. God sees your suffering. He sees your struggles, and he sees the secret pain. Yet, what a comfort to know God surrounds us with chariots of fire. What does this mean? It means God surrounds us with himself. Emmanuel, God with us. The second point is God opens blind eyes. Elisha's servants find himself in an all-known situations. Like now, we are in this all-known positions due to the pandemic. Yet, let us know, allow God to open our blind eyes. Let God give us eyes of faith that know God is near. Eyes of faith that trust even when we don't see. Eyes of faith that look beyond the natural into the spiritual dimension. And the third point is, God is giving us eyes of grace. The verses tells us that God is foremost, not to judge, but to give us grace. Grace to forgive, grace to reconcile, grace to love. For when the enemies failed their missions, they not only received mercy, yet they were treated for a feast. Elisha requested for the enemies not to be killed, but to prepare food and water so that they may eat and go back to their master. God is telling us that he will give us eyes of grace, that we rise up as a people of hospitality, a people of generosity. A very relevant example during this time is consider the infected foreign workers. When the hospital sent them to the isolation facilities, all they had was their dirty clothing. So the hospital asked for donations of clothing and toiletries. And guess what? All the locals and most of the locals and expats, they gave more than enough. So what many did was to show forth who God is and what he's like. A God of grace who cares for special needs people. To conclude, Remember, God knows and He sees. God opens blind eyes. And God is giving us eyes of grace. So I got 2 questions for you. Are you in an oh no situations like Elisha's servants? If so, the Holy Spirit is saying, fear not, for Christ in you is greater than this oh no crisis. The second question, can we see beyond our needs? I challenge ourselves to see the world out there with our eyes of grace. For God is rising up a people of hospitality, a people of generosity. Therefore, can we let God transform this oh no crisis into a time of missions to help the needy? I leave you with these questions. God bless you.